All right, so like I'm gonna try and make this video quick, real quick, and keep it a buck with you niggas. All right, there's some Mickey ass shit going on up in here, with this game, right? So like, uh, they gave majority of the characters in this game, including the cameo fighters, right? Um, their classic shit back. I'm talking about from projectiles to good range on normals to their special moves and stuff, which we all know and love about them, which makes them very unique and different from one another. And every character in this game has their own unique special moves that came right back. Jax has his energy wave, he has his ground pound, has like his little gotcha grab thing. It's not the punch in the face shit, but you get the idea. Frost has your shit, Sector. The list it goes on, and you basically get the idea. Motaru has his shit. The only thing Goro doesn't have is his Shokan Blast, but that's not that big of a deal because I guess they couldn't fit all his special moves, in there. They probably could have, but they probably was like, nah, fuck that. So that's besides the point, right? So all these characters, right, has their shit back. Like Scorpion has his teleport, he has his spear, he has a new move, his air spear in the air where he can extend combos or end it. You know what I'm saying? He has a mid spear on the ground if you meter burns it, which is very interesting and it's an interesting decision to make. So now he has like this weird high mid mind game with his fucking spear, which is kind of stupid to me. Then he has like this fuck neutral sweep. But I'm not gonna get into it. I'm not gonna get into it because if I get into it, niggas ain't gonna like me. They ain't gonna like that side of me. So then he has like his little hellfire or whatever, which is a low. It's not like an unblockable. It's only an unblockable if he spends the bar, right? So they toned it down a bit, right? But he's still kind of the same, right? Okay, cool. Sub Zero has his ice ball, has his ice clone, has this ice charging clone, which is technically a projectile. Do I need to keep going? And he has his fuck neutral slide as well. Reptile has access to what Reptile normally has access to. Lee May, the list is long. These characters have good range on their buttons, certain ones especially. Okay, and then they basically have projectiles. Right now, here's where I have a problem with it. Right, Raiden has a teleport and a projectile. May not be the greatest projectile, but he has a projectile and a teleport. Right, easy ways, or at least the teleport is an easy way for him to close the distance on the opponent. Now, here's why I'm talking about this, right? Johnny, right, is a close range fighter. Like he's a pressure character. He's not really meant to be sitting in the neutral all day fucking around, right? Now, this is where it gets confusing. You know how like back in old school MK games like Armageddon, like the 3D era, the 2D era, like the older game and shit, Johnny's always had a force ball. There might be an MK game that I'm missing where he didn't have one, but that still shouldn't matter because it's like majority of MK games that Johnny was in, he's always had his straight force ball or his force balls just in general. Now, I will be fair. He has not fully developed his power yet. He does not understand what his true, actual power is just yet. So I'll be fair on this shit, right? But what they could have done is that they could have made it to where he could throw like a paparazzi type camera at you or like throw a microphone at you. Some crazy, funny, goofy stuff that they could have worked with, right? To where it makes up for the lack of range that he has access to in his normal. Or you need to make the nigga like TJ Combo from Killer Instinct. Even though I understand both of these games are completely separate and different, you should have made it to where he has other options to get in. You did that with Smoke, but you didn't do that with Johnny. Now, the common excuse I'm gonna hear is, "Oh, you just trying to make Johnny OP. You trying to no. Fuck all that shit. Fuck all that shit. I'm not trying to hear none of that. I'm not trying to hear none of that. I don't care if they have to take down 1 to 2 frames from Johnny Cage's plus frames when he goes for his highs. Okay, I don't give a fuck about that. Okay, because he has a 6 frame down one, so he can check them. He can check motherfuckers, and he can create a mind game off of his down one. So I don't give a fuck about that. You either one need to increase the range of his normals, or two give him better special moves in the neutral. Like what kind of bullshit is that? You give him a dodging shadows move where the recovery is 35 frames, even if you meter burn it, it's 35 frames still, where he doesn't recover a lot sooner, which does not make any sense to me. Okay, now I'm not gonna say it's not effective and you can't use it or whatever. You know what I mean? But it's not something that I'm just gonna be like, oh yeah, but yeah, I'm gonna go for it. Because even when you meter burn it, the recovery's so high that the opponent has enough time to punish you. And then there's a lot of times where you have to preemptively use Johnny Cage's dodging shadows move, where he goes through you, or not goes through you, but he goes through the projectile in order to get a punish on the opponent, possibly. And you still have to be in the correct range for that. Dude, I'm telling you, man. I'm telling you. And then you want to know what's funny, right? You want to know what's funny about this whole shit, right? Like, hold up.
Shang Tsung, Kano, Serena, the Great Ball.
You want to know what's funny about this shit? You got characters like this where they got multiple hitting kind of special moves and shit like that, right? So like, say for example, uh, uh, let's see here. I'm gonna keep them close. I'm gonna keep them close. Why not? Say for example, Shang Tsung was to go for like that. What is it? This bullshit here, right? Let's see here. Uh, all right. So as you can clearly see, Shang Tsung has all his shit back, bro. Literally, like he has all his shit back. You see that bitch in the back running? What the hell? And they got the girl from Wakanda, the girl forever up in this bitch back there. I see. Shout out to my brothers and sisters. But anyway, but as you can clearly see, right? Like, hold on. Let me see if I can show you. So check this out, right? It's a punish, bro. So I gotta preemptively do this, right? So hold on. So if I do it just as you do your shit, right? I could get punished for it, right? So hold on. Let me see if I can show you. You see that? Now, I'm gonna preemptively do it. Look at that. I tried to go for a shadow kick right there. You see how slow he's moving? I would have to preemptively do this, which is ridiculous. That's ridiculous. That's ridiculous. Why do I have to preemptively do this in order to get a punch? Bro, like, come on, man. Like, come on, bro. Y'all doing too much. Y'all doing too much, bro. Like, no cap. This is some Mickey ass shit. I have to preemptively do this, knowing when you're gonna do it in order for me to dash up and punish you or hit you with a damn shadow kick. Or I might have to even spend another bar meter. But if I do it just as you do your shit, I could potentially get hit, especially if you have multiple projectiles coming out. So in this matchup, it's gonna be fucking annoying dealing with this bullshit because Shang Tsung can play this weird ass keep away game, especially if he's using the right cameo fighter. Now, speaking of cameo fighters, right? This is where it gets interesting. Motherfuckers is gonna turn around and say, well, if you're having a problem with that, why don't you change a different cameo fighter? Well, you're kind of destroying Johnny Cage and his capabilities of, applying pressure and making sure that he can keep shit going when he actually gets in on the opponent. So another character that I'm currently working on is actually Stryker, because I definitely think Stryker actually complements Johnny Cage to a certain degree. I definitely think he has a better restand than Kano. The reason why I say that is because mid-screen I can actually combo into it and still be pretty close to you. But I'm not going to talk about that, right? I still got to lab against all these fucking characters and shit. They got all their shit back, by the way, but Johnny didn't. But it is what it is. You got to do what you got to do, I guess. But like I said, Johnny's down four is like a good counter poke to a certain degree. His back three has more range than his down four and his forward one. And he's unsafe on his back three, obviously, because it is a meterless launcher. Speaking of meterless launchers, if we're gonna talk about meterless launchers being unsafe, this nigga Reigns 4-3-2 needs to have a gap in it to where you could flawless block it and make it -9 or -10 on block at least, or you should be able to go through the gap. The fact that he has no true flawless block gap in his combo string is bullshit. Also, speaking of Reign, right? I'm actually going to be making a video showing you something very interesting about him, because you're going to see it in online matches where I went against people and that was using Reign. And for some reason, when Reign jumps in with his jump in too, you can't up block that. And I tested this out with every character in the game. I tested every character's jump in punches because I wanted to make sure I wasn't tripping when I was dealing with Reign in online matches, because I wanted to make sure that every other character don't have no nonsense like Reign does, right? Which I'll show you guys in the next video. Stay tuned.